Okay, hello everyone. This is Clark Towson, the CEO of INTJ Billing. And this video today is another hydrology video. What you see on screen at the moment is, well, it's information that was sent to me via Freedom of Information. It was an FOI request that I made to Melbourne Water. So on the right-hand side of the screen, what that is, that's a diagram of Schutz Estate main drain. And you can see how it snakes its way through Spotswood. Okay, and what I've done with this diagram, so the original diagram wasn't color coded like this. It didn't have the green up here and the red down here, but I'll explain that shortly. So on the left, we've got the same diagram, only it's been blown up higher, zoomed in further so you can see it clearly. And I've overlaid the diagram with the Hobsons Bay Council legal point of discharge for 7 Cullen Court. All right. So let's just go through this now because this is materially important to the SBO problem at 7 Cullen Court. So what this is, it's the 7 Cullen Court hydraulic separation. Okay. Now, some of you who live in Spotswood may be aware that if you just look at this image here, that we have a great deal of ponding outside 637 Melbourne Road, 637 Melbourne Road, on the avenue section of that. You see, here's our 2 drains here, and here's all the water after the October 26 storm event. And of course, on that event, you can see some of my videos on YouTube. It turned the avenue into a river. I mean, literally, there were small waves cresting over this section of 637 Melbourne Road, and of course that's because these 2 drains here can't handle the large amount of water during large storms. And those 2 drains there, okay, they are connected to this node here. It's node MH003. So here's 7 Cullen Court here. Okay, here is the pit on the TRZ2 zone front block. The legal point of discharge is here, which flows into the council drain here. So we've got a drain here, a drain here, a drain here, and a drain here. And the legal point of discharge was very useful in showing the line, okay, the line for the stormwater that runs through under the Cullen Court bowl and through to Schutz Estate. Okay, so we've got drain, 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 and drain, right? And then we've got this red circle here. Okay, so we've got the municipal drains, the 3 here, 1 here, and the 4th here inside 641 Melbourne Road. Okay, so we're going to assume where the connection goes from 7 Cullen Court is that it goes under here, under the Cullen Court bowl for the TRZ2 zone block drain, and for the legal point of discharge here, and through to Schutz Estate. Okay, so the interesting part about this is when you look at the image on the right here, you can see that all in red here, where Schutz Estate main drain snakes through Spotswood, we've got the problematic node here. But 7 Cullen Court, which is here in the green section, and I've got this green arrow here pointing to the red circle, which is this red circle here. Okay, you can see that 7 Cullen Court is not connected to any of these problems, or not connected to where the drain snakes through Spotswood. Okay, it's connected at a lower point, right? Now, Schutz Estate main drain has got 5 upstream sections before we get to node MH003. Right, so you can see that 7 Cullen Court, that the legal point of discharge does not connect into MH008 or 007, 6, 5, 4, 3, all right, into any of them. It appears that it connects through just before we get to MH002. Okay. And critically, it doesn't feed into the failing node MH003, which is responsible for this, or responsible for when the avenue turns into a river during storms. Okay. So I'm very confident, over 90% confident, that Cullen Court, 7 Cullen Court, both the legal point of discharge, okay, legal point of discharge is just here, and the TRZ2 zoned front blocks drain, drain to here, or to here, right? So 7 Cullen Court enters the trunk downstream of the failure chain. So the failure chain is MH004 to 008, so right. So whilst this is all working, okay, I call it the failure chain because once we get to MH003, that's where we get all this ponding. It's a known flooding issue outside 637 Melbourne Road. Anyone who lives in Spotswood will know. Okay, so it's a downstream failure point, receives all upstream pipe flow. There's zero hydraulic connection to 7 Cullen Court for this section of the Schutz Estate main drain, right? So what does this mean? It means that 7 Cullen Court does not contribute to the flood problem outside 637 Melbourne Road. It does not receive water from the problem area. And looking closely, it looks like the 7 Cullen Court's on a completely separate drainage path. Right, there's my arrow here. Right. And critically, it's not part of the Schutz Estate failure pathway, okay? And when I look at this, in my mind, it looks like it appears that 7 Cullen Court should never have been mapped as part of that flood behaviour, okay? It appears a case of catchment, what's known as catchment misattribution. Misattribution. Sorry, it's early in the morning, right? But it's been misattributed. Okay, so 7 Cullen Court. There's 7 Cullen Court, arrow through to here. Okay, it's got that hydraulic separation. Okay, from this problematic section when we reach here. So I just thought that I'd go over this diagram quickly this morning and show you the issue as I see it. And of course, as I said, this diagram was given to me under Freedom of Information request, which I made to Melbourne Water. I requested information about the drainage network and about Schutz Estate. And I've also got, at present time, another Freedom of Information request, which is being processed at VIDA, that's the Victorian Infrastructure Delivery Authority. And that's for information in regards to the Westgate Tunnel project, in particular, how the tunnel changed the drainage situation in this section here. Because that of course, is materially important. So the tunnel's up here, the large hole in the ground is over here. The tunnel project's very important for node MH001, 002, and possibly 003. So I'm really looking forward to getting that Freedom of Information reply from VIDA. And once I've got it, I'll make some more videos about it. But I suspect that what's happened is that VIDA has created a whole heap of new drainage infrastructure which drains through this drain line. And if they have modified anything around this section of MH002 and 003, that of course will materially affect the hydrology in that area, which has got, of course, implications for 7 Cullen Court and other properties within this section here. Okay, so if VIDA has made the upgrades that I think that they have, and I highly suspect that they have, because as I said, I did the Westgate Tunnel walk and I saw the world-class engineering that VIDA has done for the tunnel. Extremely impressive. Okay, extremely impressive stuff, and I think that there's been massive upgrades around this section, which will materially affect things. If there's been an upgrade to node MH002 in particular, okay, which I suspect there likely has, because there's a whole lot of new drainage infrastructure just around MH002, okay, then that will materially affect things for 7 Cullen Court and the properties within the Cullen Court cul-de-sac. Okay, so if this has been significantly upgraded, this node 001 and 002, that would create even more capacity and less risk of flooding, less risk of the issues that are occurring outside 637 Melbourne Road. So this is really important, because one of the arguments that Melbourne Water engineers might use, and I can understand this, is they could say that, all right, well, here's our drainage line that runs through to this section here. The argument might be, well, if Schutz Estate backs up, like 637 Melbourne Road, where we've got this problematic node here, then the water could backflow up through the legal point of discharge and enter into the garage, could back up through the TRZ2 zone blocks pit and come up over here, and then overland flow down to here. But that can't happen, right? And I've proven that it can't happen. In particular, if this line here drains through to this section here, this has got very, very significant capacity, because that argument is mute, because I could understand if they use the argument for some of these properties here, particularly those around this problematic node here. But as you can see, with the complete separation, the separation that I've made here between this section of Schutz Estate's main drain and this section up here, you can see, because Cullen Court is located downstream, right? So this is upstream, okay, as it snakes, as the drain snakes up Melbourne Road, and then up through Mary, through the avenue, then through Mary Street, Hudson's Road, and Stevenson Street. Okay, so we're all up. This is all upstream here. 7 Cullen Court is downstream from this, and you have to remember that when it rains, all the water runoff, as it runs into each drain and runs to each drainage node section, okay, MH003 is taking a massive amount of load of water from all these sections of Spotswood, okay, but 7 Cullen Court enters at a lower section. All right. Yeah, so I just thought I'd go over this diagram with you. I hope that you've enjoyed this video, and until next time, I'm Clark Towson, CEO of INTJ Billing.